Devin Zoolander interviewing Tika Hemingway. Take one, action. Yo, what do they call me? They call me Devin Zoolander. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah, they call me Devin Zoolander. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I look good on camera. You know I look good on camera. Really good. Thank you, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Devin Zoolander Show. I'm your host, Devin Zoolander, and today is a very special episode because I am here with four-time national champion boxer on the amateur level, 2019 Golden Gloves national champion. She just turned pro, just won her first fight. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for talented boxer Tika Hemingway. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Devin?
Oh, I'm doing great. We had some technical difficulties, but we're here now, and I'm so happy that we're doing this.
I'm happy too. I'm happy that I'm here today. This is going to be so exciting. I'm happy I'm here. Thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. So, first of all, tell me a little bit about the gym that we're in currently.
Okay, so this gym that we're in currently is called James.Boxing. It's in Toronto, and this is the gym that I chose to do the interview in because it's a classic old-style, Rocky-style gym. If you look around, everything's been used for, over 15, 20 years. There's a lot of history here. So, this is why I chose this gym. Plus the owner, Jim, he's a really good guy. I've been knowing him since I was probably 17 years old. So it's just a good choice.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jim. Oh, right here. Okay. Hey, Jim, thank you, brother. We really appreciate you opening up this gym for us to do this interview. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, in your amateur career, you went 100 wins and 13 losses. So can you just really sum up what that was like fighting as an amateur?
It was really fun actually because I traveled the world. So I do have 100 fights, but I accumulated them really quickly because I was fighting like 5 times in 1 week, 4 times in 1 week.
Yeah.
So I'll go overseas and fight like 6 times, and then come back and then go to another country, fight like 8 times and come back. So that's how I accumulated so many fights so quickly. But yeah, my amateur record was 100 fights, 13 losses. So it's a great record actually.
It's a really great record. Now, to build on this a little bit, there are differences between amateur fighting and pro level fighting. So can you just quickly go into what are some of those differences?
Definitely. So amateur fighting, amateur elite boxing, Olympic style boxing, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely different because it's a point system. So you want to accumulate as many points as possible, as quickly as possible. So you're always on go, 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 go. With the pros, you get a chance to relax a little bit more. You don't have to worry about the points. You can set up your punches, and you can just take your time and really use your brain a whole lot more. So it definitely changes the game for a lot of people, especially changes the game for a lot of people making the transition from the amateurs to the pros. You're either a great amateur and you're a horrible pro, or you're, a great amateur, you become a great, great pro and, go off to win a world championship. So. And
speaking of a world championship, I think I saw an interview that you did recently where you talked about how that is the goal. So can you tell me about what steps are you taking to make sure that you become a world champion one day?
For sure. The first step that I'm taking is make sure I keep God first. Like my spirituality and God is very important in everything I do because He keeps me focused and He talks to me, so that's very important. Another step is just to have the work ethic. If you have God and the work and put in the work, all the doors will open, everything that you want will line up, but you just have to, have God on your side, and put in the work.
Well, I can definitely see you on the right path toward becoming that champion. And one of the reasons why I feel that way is because of the person, the man that is training you. Can you please tell the people out there who is training you currently?
Matter of fact, I forgot his name.
What is this?
Can you tell me who's training me? I forgot.
Roy Jones Jr., I believe?
Matter of fact, you're right.
Okay.
I forgot his name.
Right, I did too for a second.
His name is Roy Jones Jr. So my trainer is Roy Jones Jr. And, I'm very excited about that. This is all new. After my first fight, he became my trainer. So my style has changed, and I'm ready to just take over with everything that's happening.
So going back to the interview that I watched, was it A.K.A. or who was it, or Bpxer that you you know, well, one of them Pittsburgh news stations, they interviewed you, and I think it was either that interview or an article that I read where they were like, so, can you beat Roy Jones Jr.? Can you please tell me what it's like sparring with Roy Jones Jr.?
Actually, it wasn't really an experience. It was so quick.
Okay.
I thought because I'm fast,
right,
and I'm good too.
And you're young.
Yeah, that I was going to get in there and, get up with him. Basically.
Right.
We're going to be kind of close.
Right.
But he showed me probably like in 5 seconds that we don't need to be in the same ring. But yeah.
Well, that's why it's good that he's training you, because all the knowledge that he's picked up in the ring, he's passing it down to you. So that's got to be a great thing.
That Roy Jones Jr. is, see, I've been around, and I've been around the best boxers, the best athletes, and the best coaches. Roy Jones Jr., that man is special. That man is special. Something different with him.
How did he end up
being my trainer?
Yeah.
So it's a crazy story.
Right.
I met Roy about 10 years ago in California, PA, at a guy named Buzzy's training camp. So everybody in boxing, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So I met him at Buzzy's training camp. As soon as I saw him, I got a message in my brain. I don't know where this message came from.
What year is this again? 2011, 2010, something
like 2010, 2011.
All right.
Yep. So I got, as soon as I saw him, I was up there. As soon as I saw him, I got this message in my brain that he was going to be my trainer. It was weird.
Yeah.
So I looked at him and I got that message. He's going to be a trainer one day. And I felt it too, but kind of felt it was weird because I didn't see him for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And then he fought Mike Tyson last year, right?
I remember.
So he trained up here with Tommy Ankello for his training camp. His training camp was in Pittsburgh again. So I went to Tommy Ankello's gym because I knew Roy would be down there, and we reconnected. Mm-hmm. And he invited me to training camp that night. I went to train with him that night. He invited me again the next day. Him and his manager invited me the next day. Then they kept inviting me. Next thing you know, I'm in training camp with them. And then now he's my trainer.
So I guess I've always wondered, for boxers that are still on the come up like yourself, how do you have to like audition, or how does that work? Or he just remember you from before? He
didn't remember me at all.
Oh, okay.
I remember him. So I remember him, and I remember that message in my brain, and I felt it. So, I haven't seen him for 10 years, but it felt like I was waiting on him. It was weird. It felt like I was waiting on him. Yeah. And he came back to Pittsburgh. I went down there to go get my coach.
Wow. Well, I'm certainly glad that he's able to pass down all the knowledge that he has, and I really think that with you, with your motivation, also with the righteous path that you're on, with keeping your faith first and being an inspiration to young women and just young people in general that are looking up to you, I think that you're going to get where you need to go. Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
All right, so I have to say that you have several friendships with some pretty important people. So we have Roy Jones Jr., who obviously we could say he's a friend, but when you're training and all that stuff, he's more like, all right, I'm the coach. Like, I'm not your friend right now. I got to get you right. But you also have a friendship with former Steelers linebacker Ryan Shazier. So can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Ryan?
Well, actually, I'm on the board of Inspiring Minds Pittsburgh.
Oh.
So Inspiring Minds Pittsburgh is a group of business owners, is a group of motivational speakers, pro athletes. We all came together, thanks to Simon Arias. We all came together under him and to basically try to inspire, the kids in the Stowe Rock School District and, other kids in other school districts. And we want to just inspire and help and, bring them to, show them that there's other things out here in the world.
When we last left off, you were telling me about how both of you serve on a board. Can you tell me the name of that board and what kind of work you all do?
Yeah, so the board is called Inspiring Minds Pittsburgh.
Gotcha.
Well, the program is called Inspiring Minds Pittsburgh, and I happen to be one of the board members. So basically, we're a group of highly successful people. Everybody on the board are business owners, motivational speakers, professional athletes. We're all involved in the community to make, our communities better, and we're all just really just trying to give back. So we all just have a great heart. We all have the same purpose. And Simon Arias, shout out to Simon. He brought us all together to, you know, make this happen, and we can all be a stronger team,
right,
and to help our communities.
Well, I think that's great, and I'm glad that you and him and all of the other athletes that are working together are putting all of your superpowers together for a good cause.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I'll take that now. You don't have to keep holding that. All right. So now we're at the point of the interview where we have to get a little bit controversial.
Okay.
So there is a certain boxer out there, successful, who's still on the come up herself, but she's been doing her thing, making her name in the pro world, and her name is Claressa Shields. And you and Claressa have history. So for all of us out there that don't follow boxing as much, can you please detail your history with Claressa Shields and what led to her making a highly controversial video where she name dropped you?
What did she say in the video?
She was talking about, I know she said that you can make weight. I know that she said that she ran through you in the amateur competition where y'all met several times, and basically was just discrediting you as a formidable opponent for her.
Yeah, she basically said I couldn't make weight.
Right.
She said I was fat.
Yeah, she said you was fat. You know, I mean, you look great to me, but
yeah,
that's what she was saying.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember, Claressa Shields is a hoodlum.
Oh, okay.
So that's what, you know, she's a hoodlum. She said I was fat. She said I couldn't make weight.
Right.
I've always made weight. We know I'm not fat.
Right.
What she didn't say I was slow. She didn't say I couldn't fight.
Okay.
She didn't say my defense was bad. She didn't say I don't train hard. She didn't say I can't beat her in the pros.
Yeah.
Claressa, listen, girl, you're a hoodlum. I don't care what you say about me. You called me fat. That's so adolescent to me. Tell me something about my skills. You can't say anything about my skills because you know I'm the only person that can beat you. I'm the only person that can beat you, Claressa.
And we're back. Wow, you really set the whole ring on fire with what you just had to say about Claressa Shields. And I have a sneaky feeling that one day you two will meet in a pro fight.
Listen, in 2012, when she went to the Olympics, me and her fought in the Olympic trial finals.
Yeah.
In 2016, when she went to the Olympics, me and her fought in the finals, the Olympic trial finals. In 2020, when it's supposed to be my time to go to the Olympics, I won and my fight got overturned in the middle of the night. Crazy. Guess what? All of that just set me up for $1 million fight down the road. I want to fight Claressa. I would love to fight Claressa Shields in the pros because the pros and the amateurs are definitely different.
So this is interesting. I want to keep going with this. How would you attack Claressa in the ring?
Like I always do. She said that she ran through me 4 times.
Yeah.
We fought 6 times.
Okay.
So basically, you're giving me those 2. But really, we're 3-3. If you know boxing and you know what I'm talking about, and if you know what I mean, we're 3-3. You said you're 4, we're 4-2, but it's 3-3. But whatever, we'll see when I turn pro what it really is. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, later on down the line what it really is.
Right. So I'm so happy that we have you here because I know that your time right now is really limited in Pittsburgh because you're actually going to be flying to Atlanta to support your friend who's a fellow boxer. So can you tell me a little bit about what your friend's name is and why it's so important for you to be there?
Well, yeah, it's definitely important. It's definitely important for you to support anybody on your team. But no, my friend Des, Des Marie, she's a pro boxer. It's her first pro boxing match on Saturday. She was at Man. She was a big support, so I definitely got to go to Atlanta, show some love to my friend. You know, get this first knockout. What's up, Daz? Love you.
Does she have an Instagram account? Do you know?
Yeah, it's Desiree Jameson.
Okay.
You know, they call her Hollywood.
All right.
So, shout out to Des.
In a recent interview, you were talking about how you view yourself as the hope dealer. And that really stuck out to me because I think so often a lot of these promotional fights in boxing are centered around controversy and negativity, but you're here to deal hope and not negativity. So why is it so important for you to be known as the hope dealer? Yeah,
okay. It's definitely, I changed my name to the hope dealer. I used to be called Ice Cold in amateurs. but I changed it to the hope dealer. And this is why, because I think a lot of boxers have a bad rap as being like, extra uber aggressive, and, just sweet, mean people or whatever. But I'm actually a great person in real life. I give a lot to my community, and plus my story is so deep and so amazing at the same time that I want when people see me fight, I want when people see me talk, I want people when they hear my name, I want them to have hope, and I want them to be encouraged, and I want them to be inspired to do whatever they want to do because of my journey that I've been on. So I would just want to shed light on my journey more, to shed light on the world more.
Absolutely. Now I think it's important for us to give some love and some flowers to the people on your team. So really quickly, can you tell us about all the people that are on team Tika Hemingway? Well, all the people. Well, just can you give me just a snapshot at who are the people that you rely on, that you need to help you get ready for these fights and be the dominant fighter that we know you are?
All right. So it's just everybody. God.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I got my spirit team up in heaven.
All right.
I do have a spirit team up in heaven, so they help me out. I call them my God squad though.
Okay.
So I got God. I got my God squad. I got my sponsors. I got the areas agencies. I got Chewy.
To get back to what we were saying, you were saying that you have God, you have your God squad, and then you started talking about some of the other.
Yeah. See, it takes a village. Like, people think that you can do everything on your own, or you could do, it takes it literally takes a village. I have a lot of people that help me out. So I have my sponsors, the areas agencies. I have Chewy. He helps me with all my apparel and everything, and my merch. I have just all types of people. I have a spiritual advisor, Chantel. What's up, Chantel? Who else do I have? I have my family.
Roy Jones Jr.
Oh,
Obviously.
I got Roy Jones Jr.
Right.
I got my trainers.
Yeah.
I got everybody.
Well, I'm definitely happy for you, because I think that your team is really important, because you're going to go far, but there's that saying about if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. Something to that effect. And I think that you really understand.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Everything that you do, you just have to work hard and create an amazing team. Everyone has the same goal. One band, one sound. If you want some other stuff, then we don't really have the same sound, so we can't be on the same band, so you can't.
I got you, and I love drumline. But speaking of sound, you now have a sound for your walkout music, because you recently were in the studio with A.K.A. So tell me, what was that like, being in the studio? Like, do you have a rapping background? Did you used to do music? Like tell me about this.